Finding money to fix our deteriorating roads has been a long-time struggle for Council, but yesterday it had a nice surprise. During budget deliberations, it was told federal gas tax dollars can now be used on roads.
Clean energy, transit and drinking water were some of the targets of very specific federal gas tax dollars. Our city targeted the lion's share of that money to a single project.
So the single biggest project we've funded with the federal gas tax money historically has been the downtown district energy system. So that was able to access that reserve of money because that was one of the few projects that was actually usable for.
But the federal government, after prodding from municipalities, has loosened its criteria.
The criteria has been letting up a little bit as time's gone on. So we received word earlier from the president of the UBCM this year that we could use it for road rehabilitation, which is something that we were never under the impression we could do before. And so that's where we've gotten to our $7 million target.
It means Council can finally reach its road rehabilitation targets for the first time in history, $7 million next year. But some of the past gas tax dollars that were held in reserve until a suitable project could be found are also being accessed.
I thought it would be a good idea to do some work around. Is it possible for us to access that reserve? How much is the reserve money? And there was a pleasant surprise that there was $2.5–3 million sitting there.
Without the gas tax money, the city was spending $180,000 on sidewalks where it should be roughly $1 million a year.
In the past, we would do new sidewalks because you could link it to active transportation plans, and the idea is that you get people out of their cars by having new sidewalks. But sidewalk rehabilitation, it was always kind of a gray area. Are you really getting people out of their cars more than you used to? And the UBCM contacted us back and they've said, yes, you can use it for sidewalk rehabilitation as long as it is major rehabilitation.
Council will also take some of that reserve funding to work on a few residential roads and gravel road rehabilitation.
The priorities were sidewalks, and then gravel roads was the next one. Since amalgamation, there's people who thought we've been shorted, or they've been shorted in what their expectations were, although the city delivered on all the promises given. There's some expectations that people would get better services. So I think that'll go a long ways to helping deal with some of those issues we have in our more rural parts of our city.
While the sidewalk work is a one-off thing, the federal government has made the gas tax fund a permanent thing, meaning $7 million on roadworks will also be permanent. Cheryl Jan, CKPG News.